Time for us to enter the ancient spire. Before we go in, we do need to build a grappling hook. That's going to require string, spores, and metal scraps. If you've been following along, you should already have ample of each of these. If you just want something basic so you can go and grab some, anywhere in the shroud, the enemies should be dropping you the spores. Metal scraps will drop from the enemies that are just on this little pass here. In fact, all of the enemies around here, but this little pass here always seems to work well for me. And string obviously comes from just picking up plants. With all of those ingredients, go to your crafting bench so that you can create your grappling hook. If you're following along, that should now mean that you have both the glider and the grappling hook. And if you've been picking up other gear, just make sure you're putting that on. I'm going to drop off some bits and bobs because I did make a mistake between the last video and this one and entered the tower. I'm just going to have to quickly reset. And now, with all of the gear that we need, and the only gear we do in fact need is the grappling hook. There will be no combat in here, so don't worry too much about that, which is why we're doing that now and not opting to upgrade the blacksmith, which will be the next video most likely. If you've been following along, you should already have the ability to fast travel to our previous altar. If you haven't been following along, there'll be a pinned comment, and that's going to be the link to the playlist to get to here. I don't like explaining things that have been in previous videos because anybody that is following the playlist will hear the same thing over and over, and I don't like it. Even though they're probably going to hear me say that often, it's just the way that it has to be. Let's go ahead and enter into the spire. And this is, in fact, hint, hint, a good way to farm some very powerful stuff early on. I'm probably going to do a video on getting overpowered early using this tower. It can be done in almost any part of the game, but this tower is easy, has very little in the way of danger, and we are able to farm loot here, which is very, very good. We're going to go ahead, we're going to push this button, and then head on inside so that we can loot the first chest. My first one gave me that purple bow you saw. I reset it for this video, and as you can see, we now have the Shepherd's Lightning. If it's an item that you don't want or already have, the thing that's going to make this particularly potent is salvaging. You're going to see what we do with runes very soon, but that is effectively how we are going to upgrade weaponry. If a weapon is of a certain rarity, so if it's like a purple or an orange or something like this, then that weapon can be upgraded to do even more damage using those runes. So farming this tower is simply very, very good. Now, as you saw just there, in case you needed it explaining, we went up the stairs and grappling hooked across so that we can now continue on with the tower. As you're going around, and I probably should have said this a little bit earlier, make sure you break the pots. That was only water, but they have a significant chance to drop some decent loot, so it's just worth doing. Nothing particularly amazing there, but just quite nice. As you can see, there's just stuff everywhere in these towers. So I cannot stress enough that you should be looting basically everything. Even if I'm like running past stuff because I'm trying to be a little bit quicker for the video. And before we interact with the red pad, which is going to take us to the level up, we are going to come down these stairs and loot this chest in the back corner. Oh, nice. Fireball. That's actually how we use magic spells. This is why I haven't started as a mage. I'm sure anybody that knows the channel knows that I like to play as a caster, but we need to get some certain spells first. So we are waiting for that at the moment. Moving on to the next level. And there are a few things that we can do. I believe that's path of progression over that way. So we want to head down first, and I can demonstrate something here. So when you see a light above the door, that means there's a switch that opens that somewhere. And oh look, it just so happens there's a switch just above. So let's go ahead, jump across. Some switches we need to shoot. Executioner's axe. I'm not really a fan of two-handed weaponry, so that's getting dissolved. And then we can pick whichever way we want to go down. You can either jump across and go around the stairs, or just head down these stairs. All paths lead to Rome in this instance, and then we can move on to the next level. Open the door. Just your average spike trap. Stand. Not really anything here. I guess just a place to have a little break. Yeah, okay, so bit of a different one here. Probably fastest to come this way. Now, you don't want to sprint. You want to do a normal jump onto this one. Another normal jump onto this one. And another normal jump here. Chest. Chest ahead. Oh, man, all the magic stuff. We love it. Right, now we want to just do a running jump. We do have the glider right now. Just a running jump. Don't glide. You don't want to go over this into the lava. Last time I checked, it was insta-death. It may have been updated to not be as harsh, but it was insta-death when I was doing this the first time. Push the switch. Jump on and back over. And now we want to go this way. That's one of 2 lights lit. There is another switch that we need. And it's right here. Before you drop back down, take a running jump over this way. Hidden chest. And then we can loot this one. And you can see how this is getting crazy for the amount of loot we get. Every single one of those chests has a chance to drop us rare loot. So I will probably do a quick rerun of this, and then I'm going to do a video. So I'm going to have gone through this 3 times by the time the next video comes up, at least. And that's if everything goes perfectly. All right then, commune with the flame. And this is now a fast travelable location. So anytime you want to get yourself some runes, you can just drop off the side like so with our glider and repeat the whole tower again. Because I want to get us some extra stuff, we are going to continue the video. We want to go... Where's the map here? Here we are. We have another elixir well just to the side. And if I remember rightly, the enemies down here aren't too high level, and it's just some bugs. Could have been updated to be higher level, so I'm taking a risk. We're going ad lib. But we're going to give it a go. Now, of course, I could have flown from the top, and that's probably what you should do. But I just wanted to show you guys how quickly and easy that is to repeat, so that if you do want to go through there like 6-7 times, get yourself all the runes, and then have your bow be max level, it's going to do nuts damage for the early game. That is just going to be really, really good. And from here, we're going to start seeing like all of the different stuff we could do. Like we could actually build a town on the ruins and stuff. It's so good. I love this game. It's so good. It's really difficult for me to choose between this and Power World. They're both good at different things, and it's brilliant, actually. Survival game players are eating well right now. Get the glider on. I don't. That was almost round 2 of me dropping down a well and dying. So as you saw, we didn't have to mess with any enemies at all coming down here. We only have to deal with what's down here now, and I am going to choose... Yeah, I can already hear the bugs. To get some goodies on the go. Come on. That's the biggest issue down here is the amount of bugs. So they're the kind of enemy that swarms you, but they don't do like massive damage. So we should be like mostly okay. I mean, I really don't want to get too swarmed. So the main issue with these is the number. There we go, that's 1 down. Backstab, baby! And there's our little frilly thing. Let's deal with you. Oh, you came behind me, you little bugger. Oh, and it's the one with the big mace. These ones are dangerous. Try not to take damage from these. He was very like both offensive and defensive at the same time. They've increased the experience as well. During the early access time, it was really hard to level. We're almost up another level already. Must be the first game to make it harder for reviewing. How have you healed? Where do you want to get down? Come on. Yes. Oh, I missed. No, now he's gonna de-aggro and heal again. Stop it. The number of enemies in here is kind of more egregious than I remember it being. They really have upped it in here. That archer's going to have healed again now. God damn it. There's the bugs I was talking about. We're almost there. Get him. Oh no, wrong thing. I was clearly just taking too long there, but the good thing is they shouldn't respawn, therefore the time is reset, and I already lost my rested status anyway. Could be using my better bow, but I don't know if you guys will have that, so let's continue going down. Because these won't reset until I reset the server. Oops, yeah, that's you down. I think we got the archer off, didn't we? It's good. Should now just be a few bugs have a decent chance of swarming me. Can you... not be like that? I just have to walk through it. Come on, where are they? Where are the bugs? There we are. These actually gave me more trouble than the normal enemies before, because there were so many. It looks like we're okay. Alright, let's get this on. Change your weapon on the hotbar is a little awkward. If you want things like drop attacks, by the way, I haven't shown it in the leveling system yet, but we can unlock stuff like that, depending on the path that you decide to choose for your character. Alright, a few deaths this episode, which I think is a good indication of the game, in my opinion. I don't know. Can we fast travel out of here? We can. Very nice. So let's leave, which means that now we can come back to the blacksmith, or the blacksmith's next quest. How to salvage items, adding enhancements, and now we can choose a weapon to make better with the runes that we've been getting. I'm going to go ahead and take mine out of the chest. Go through your inventory, decide what it is you want to keep or not keep. So I've got a have an ornate bow or a wildwood forest bow, you can see the upgrades that it's going to get at the bottom. So we can have backstab, crit chance, backstab, crit damage, or we can have piercing damage, shroud magic, and crit chance. I think I prefer the wildwood bow to the ornate one. Unlikely we'll be able to maintain backstab with the bow. So I'm going to choose to keep the wildwood. I'm going to salvage that. Go through anything else that we've picked up that I want to salvage. Even low level stuff, so long as you've only picked it up, get salvaged, which is rather nice. We've got 2 ones, and that one's going to end up being better, so we'll keep the purple, salvage the green, because that, like the other stuff, is something that we can salvage. We're obviously going to equip this one now, which means we don't need the original bow. We can salvage the old forest bow, and now make some decisions about what we want to upgrade first. We could go and farm a load of runes and upgrade everything, which I may do. Right now, you can decide which one you're using more. I really like having a well upgraded bow, so we're gonna get that on, and it looks like we still have a good amount for this. 2 fire damage, 2 ice magic. Yes, that's gonna hit like a beast as well. And now, like when it comes to combat, we should be having a pretty good time. One last thing then, we need to strengthen the flame to continue the quest. It's not essential. This game is open enough that we could go and get things like the NPCs. In the next episode then, we will be going over strengthening the flame. We need to get ourselves a spark. I thought this dropped from the tower, but we don't seem to have one right now. I do know where we get them, so that's not an issue, and I will probably do a mini video now that that is a case that we just don't have one right now, because somebody will be looking for them. And they're pretty easy to find. I currently have one marked on the map. It's these Flame Sanctum signs. From the tower, if you want to know right now, you can head pretty much straight east, and there's one about here-ish, so shouldn't take us too long. I'll catch you guys again very shortly.